I am trying to platinum and 100% every single game in the Crash Bandicoot franchise. In the last video, I completed the first game in the Remastered N'Sane Trilogy, so now it's time to move on to
Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back.
Just like the first game, there are 25 trophies to obtain. However, there is no DLC this time around, so all 24 trophies are needed for the 25th one, aka the Platinum. The PSN Profiles Guide gives it a 6 out of 10 difficulty and takes about 14 hours, which is nice to hear because that means it's slightly easier and shorter than the first game. So let's get right into the Platinum journey and see if that is true or not. Just like the first game, the trophies are very similar, with the end goal being to collect every single gem in the game and also every single gold relic. This time though, there are also crystals to collect, but luckily these are just for beating the levels and progressing the story, so this fits perfectly into stage 1, which is to beat all levels first. There are 5 levels to complete on each floor with a boss at the end, and there are 5 floors, so that means there are 25 levels and 5 bosses. But before doing all that, I had to complete the tutorial and learn the controls, which again is very similar to Crash 1, however this time they added a crouch button which allows you to crouch and also slide. Another new feature are the nitro crates, which automatically explode on impact, unlike the TNT crates which have a countdown, so you have to make sure to avoid the nitro crates altogether. Other than that, I was ready to go. And to kick things off, I actually went for the only missable trophy in the game, which is at the very start after Neo Cortex tells you to collect all the crystals. All you have to do is enter into the first level, quit out straight away without getting the crystal, and come back to this main area, and you just got to repeat that 3 times until eventually you get the trophy. Here we go, should get the trophy, I believe. Cortex infuriated. Just forget it repeatedly. Haha.
This is the last time I remind you.
What? I kind of want to know what happens if I do it a 4th time, to be honest. Just for experimentation purposes. Oh, okay, I guess nothing happens. Oh well. Got the trophy. Now with the only missable trophy in the game out of the way, I could just continue on and beat every single level. And once I got to the second level, I actually ended up getting the trophy A Road Less Traveled for discovering my first bonus path. In the first game, you had to get 3 character tokens in order to unlock the bonus level, but in this game, you can just go straight into them and get some bonus crates and lives, and these are very key for when we go for all the clear gems. After that, I continued to take on the first 5 levels, and on this first boulder level of the game, I got my first clear gem, which is getting all the boxes in a level. Now at this point in time, I wasn't too worried about collecting all of the clear gems, as I was going to do that after I beat the game, but along the way, if it was easy enough to get the clear gem, I would go for it, saving a bit of time when I had to backtrack. Continuing on, after I beat the first 5 levels, I gained access to the first boss, which was Ripperoo. Just like the first game, the bosses are actually quite easy in Crash Bandicoot, probably easier than the actual levels themselves. As long as you get used to the pattern of the bosses, eventually you will get it done. And so, after learning Ripperoo's very easy attack patterns, I did manage to defeat him and get the trophy Professor Pulverized for defeating Ripperoo. And so after that, I was now able to move on to levels 6 to 10. One of these levels was the first polar bear level of the game, and whilst doing this, I actually got myself a Miscellaneous trophy, Crash Cubed, for flying then dying. I believe it's just for falling into the icy water and getting frozen into an ice cube. About 20 minutes after that, I'd completed all 5 of the next levels, unlocking the next boss fight against the Komodo brothers. Once again, this boss fight was super easy, as I actually ended up beating it on my very first attempt and unlocking myself the trophy Komodo no Mo for defeating the Komodo brothers. And once again, after that, I was now able to move on to levels 11 to 15. And one of these levels, called Bear Down, another polar bear one, I noticed that there were these platforms at the end of the level, so I decided to investigate. What the heck? Island hopping. Unlock the secret exit and Bear Down. What? Huh? How did I do that? Wait, what? What did I just do? So what I just did was find my first secret exit of the game, and these can be found inside certain levels, and once you do, it takes you down and unlocks this bottom floor, which allows you to play even more secret levels. Kinda confusing, but I'll explain more when we get to getting the clear gems. So without worrying about that for now, I headed back to complete the rest of the other levels in order to unlock the next boss fight against Tiny Tiger. And surprisingly, Tiny Tiger was a little bit of a struggle getting used to his attack patterns and actually trying to deal damage to him. Eventually though, after a few attempts, I did manage to finally beat him, and I did unlock myself the next trophy, which was Tiny Tricked. After beating him, I unlocked the next set of levels, which was 16 to 20, and whilst playing one of these levels, I got another miscellaneous trophy, this time Buzz Off for dying as Crash, which was I think for getting stung by a bee. Continuing on, I played the level Hanging Out, and I somehow missed that crystal there, didn't even see it. How am I missing the crystal? What? So I had to restart the level and do it all over again. Oh my god, it's right there. What the hell? There's like a secret there as well. Right, how did I miss that? What's this way? Luckily though, it kind of worked out in the end because I ended up finding this secret path, which I wouldn't have found if I didn't forget the crystal. And at the end of the secret room, I ended up getting another trophy, Hang In There, maybe, for unlocking the secret exit in Hanging Out. Once again though, I decided to ignore these secret rooms and leave them for later when I was going for the gems, so I continued on with completing the levels until I got to the next boss fight, which was against Dr. Engine. And his boss fight was somewhat difficult because Crash randomly had the ability to throw Wumpa Fruit now, so I had to take out his weak points with that. And so after spamming a bunch of Wumpa Fruit after a while, I managed to get the last hit on him, finally defeating him and unlocking myself the trophy Mech Wrecked. Now I had the final 5 levels to go before the final boss. And so the first level I loaded into out of the new 5 was called Piston It Away. Ended up actually finding my first death route and getting myself the trophy Cheated Death for the time being. Essentially these death routes are just a bonus path, but in order to unlock them, you have to make it to that stage of the level without dying at all, so then you have access to the death route. Moving on from that though, I did continue to beat the rest of the levels, and not going to lie, as the game goes on, the levels definitely do go harder, so each floor you go up, the levels are harder and harder, and later on you also have to do these stupid jetpack levels which absolutely suck. They have the worst controls ever, but about an hour later I had beaten the rest of the levels and I was able to take on the final boss in the game, of course, Dr. Neo Cortex. And his whole boss fight, again, was another stupid jetpack thing with its terrible controls. I guess they kind of knew how bad the controls were, because even if you got hit on this level, you didn't die, like at all. You couldn't die, so I don't know how you could possibly fail this boss fight. I guess if you didn't catch up to him by the end of the level, but if you can't die, all you have to do is just gas it straight after him, and eventually you'll catch him and hit him 3 times in order to win. And so that's exactly what I did. I got the trophy Cortex Inadequate for defeating Neo Cortex. Also, just quickly while we're on this screen, I did unlock the speed shoes, which allow Crash to run faster while holding down R2, and these are absolutely necessary for us to get the gold relics. They would pretty much be impossible to get without these, as it makes Crash so much quicker. So that's another reason why you should leave all the cleanup until after you've beaten the game, as you can't do the relics without them. Anyway, after getting that last trophy, I was now done with completing the main game, and I could move on to stage 2, which was to complete the miscellaneous trophies. And so for the first one, I simply had to come to the second floor here and just jump on our little polar bear friend here 10 times until I got the trophy. So it is a bit cruel, but it has to be done for a trophy. Unfortunately, unlocking the trophy, a helping paw. Don't feel guilty about jumping on him. The next miscellaneous trophy I went for, I had to use Coco, and I didn't even realize there was this teleporter here until after I'd beaten the game, but this is actually how you unlock Coco. And so once I had unlocked her, I just had to load into a level and use her double leg drop, aka the body slam that Crash has. So jump up and use circle to do a ground pound, and with her ability, and I just had to take out 5 enemies in order to get the trophy. Boom shakalaka. Defeat 5 enemies with Coco's double leg drop. Just like the first game, there was another trophy related to getting 99 lives, so I loaded into the level Beehaving, and after one of the checkpoints in this level, there is a beehive with bees, and if you take out all of the bees in one go as they spawn, it gives you a free life, and this was the easiest way to grind out the 99 lives. It did take a little bit, but it was definitely the quickest method. And so after about 10 minutes of doing the same thing, I did eventually get to 99. 99% perspiration, earn 99 lives. Yes sir. That trophy is the main reason I do the miscellaneous trophies before getting all of the gems, because having 99 lives makes sure you never have to fail the game, meaning you have to restart the level, as you have so many lives, making getting the clear gems so much easier. Before going on to get the rest of the clear gems though, I still had to get a few more miscellaneous trophies, so the next one I went for was for getting a colored gem and then using a colored gem path for the first time. And in order to get my first colored gem, I headed to Turtle Woods, where I had to beat the level without collecting a single box. On my first attempt, as you can see, I accidentally hit a box, but luckily on my second attempt I was able to avoid the boxes really well and get the blue gem. After getting the blue gem, I headed to the level Hang 8, where the blue gem path was waiting to be used. And once I stood on it and made my way to the bonus area, I got myself the trophy, a diamond in the rough. After that, I then decided to go for the final 3 secret exit trophies in the game, and so I headed to the level Air Crash, and instead of jumping on the jet ski thing, I had to use these boxes to parkour across this platform, which of course was a secret exit, unlocking the trophy, jumping the jet board. For the next one, I headed to the level Unbearable, where towards the end of the level, you are on the mini polar bear getting chased by a big scary one, and once you get to the end of the level, you end up getting flicked off by the small one and the big one goes crashing down into the abyss. But instead of heading towards the end of the level, this time I slide jump back to where the little bear was, where he's waiting for me, and of course that is another secret exit, getting the trophy No Bear Left Behind. For the final secret exit, I headed to the level Digging It, and once again towards the end of the level there is a piranha plant looking thing on this platform here, and all you have to do is take it out with a ground pound and unlock the trophy, the Floor Flop, for unlocking the secret exit. Now finally, with all those miscellaneous trophies out of the way, I could move on to stage 3, which is for collecting all of the gems in the game. So to start things off, I headed back to the first level, and to start off with, I was pretty much just going for all of the clear gems. Just like the first game, in order to get clear gems, you just have to collect every single box in the level. Also, another thing to note when going for the clear gems, the nitro crates actually do count as a part of the crate tally, so you're probably wondering, how on earth do you get rid of the nitro crates if you can't touch them without dying straight away? Luckily, towards the end of the level, or in this case, it was actually hidden, there is a exclamation crate you can hit that's tinged the color green, and this automatically destroys all of the nitro crates in the level. Of course, whilst doing this process, I was using a guide to help me out to figure out where all the crates were and the best way to tackle each level, especially with all the confusing gem paths and death routes and secret exits. The guide definitely made it a lot easier. Also, another thing of note is some levels have a second clear gem to unlock. For example, in this level, once I got to that final checkpoint, I had about a minute to beat the rest of the level and speedrun it, and if I did, I would get myself a bonus clear gem. Again, another reason why to use a guide, because honestly I would have had no clue on how to get that clear gem without the guide helping me out. After that, I decided to have a little break, but just quickly I checked how many clear gems I already had, so I just earned 5 from doing those first 4 levels plus that bonus clear gem, and if you take that off 13, that means I technically already had 8 clear gems while I was just playing through the game normally, so that was a really good start. Of course though, I still had plenty more to go, as I had to collect 42 clear gems and also 5 more of the colored gems. And so once I got back, I continued the clear gem hunt, and like I mentioned earlier, as the levels go on they do get harder, so these first few levels were still fairly easy even whilst collecting all the gems. Eventually I got to the level Snow Go, where I got the clear gem. However, I still had to get the red gem, and this is where those secret exits come into, because once you've unlocked that secret exit and head down to that bottom floor, you are able to access that level again. again, and some of these levels actually spawn you in on levels you've already done, but just in a different room that wasn't possible to get to before. And so with the secret exit, you can now access that, and that's exactly here on Snowgo, where once I completed this side room, this is where I picked up the red gem. From there, I just had to complete the rest of the level as normal in order to save the red gem and properly collect it. And so after that, I was able to access the red gem path on the level Snowbiz in order to get the rest of the crates and get the clear gem. After that, I then went on to the level the Eel Deal, where there was a diverging path to a room full of crates, but actually at the end of it was a vault door that was actually walk straight through it, and going through the rest of this room would lead all the way to the green gem, earning myself another colored gem. After that, I headed to the level Plant Food, where similar to that other level with the clear gem and the jet board, I had to hit a checkpoint and then make it to the end of the level in about a minute, and this time I would earn myself the yellow gem. This took me quite a few attempts and a little bit of frustration. Oh, how am I meant to get through that, bro? But eventually, after lots of persistence, I did manage to collect the yellow gem. So once again, after that, I was able to go to another level called Sewer or Later and use the yellow gem path now, so I could unlock the clear gem for this level. So I actually collected a clear gem from that secret yellow area, and also got all the boxes to get another clear gem to get 2 from the same level. So once I'd done that, I actually collected the trophy One Man's Trash for earning 21 gems, aka half of the total. I then went on to spend the next 2 hours grinding out the rest of the clear gems that I had to get. Eventually I got to the level Behaving, which had the purple gem, which was the final color gem I had to collect. And in order to get this purple gem, at one point in the level there is a staircase of nitro crates. Turns out these are just fakes, and you're able to actually jump on top of them and climb your way to the top, which turns into a secret room. Of course, in this secret room is the purple gem. I then just had to beat the rest of the level as normal to unlock it. And so after that, I'd collected all of the colored gems now, and I was on to some of the final levels to get all of the gems. But of course, one of the hardest levels I had left to last, Piston It Away. This level absolutely sucked, and it definitely took me the longest to get the clear gem. There was a second clear gem on this level for going through the death route path. Obviously getting to that death route without dying was really difficult, but eventually I did finally get this level done after about half an hour of trying over and over again. Also struggled on one of these jetpack levels as well, again because the controls are really bad. After that, there was also another level called Spaced Out, which was very similar to that Piston It Away before, and this one sucked as well. And there was actually a little bit of backtracking in this level. First of all, I had to collect all of the boxes to get the first clear gem, and then I had to reload back in to take the secret gem path. And because this was the final level in the game, this one actually required you to have all of the colored gems so you could use all of the different gem paths to make it through to the end. So once I did make it to the end, I was able to get the second clear gem, and so with that final clear gem, I'd collected every gem in the game, earning myself the trophy Laser Powered Vengeance. And so with that done, all gems collected, I was now able to move on to stage 4, the final stage, which is to collect all the gold relics in the game. And so once again, I headed back down to the final floor in order to complete all the levels again, this time going for the time trials. And so I ended up completing the first 5 levels fairly easy, again because the game gets harder as you go, but by doing these first 5 I got the trophy Kick the Tires for earning 5 relics. Same thing again with the next 5 levels. In about half an hour I had beaten them, and I was able to earn myself the next trophy for earning 10 relics. Yes, light the fires. Earn 10 relics gold or better. Now, I just had one final trophy to go, which was for collecting all the gold relics in the game. And for this, you really do have to get used to the controls for Crash, as in order to get the quickest time, you do have to pull off some pretty crazy maneuvers. Like here at the start of this level, I was using the slide jump into the spin to get maximum distance possible, so I was skipping as much of the level as possible. Also, as you progress through getting all the relics, again, it is getting harder, so it did take a lot more practice and attempts for the later levels, such as this one, Bear Down. All of these bear missions really did suck on time trials, as you pretty much had to constantly spam the dash button with the bear, or else you would never make the gold relic time in time. But if you're dashing, it made it really hard to control the bear, so these were super difficult. However, there are also some levels where everything just goes perfectly right and you go Super Saiyan mode and beat it in a really quick time, earning yourself the platinum relic, which thankfully you don't have to get those, it's just the gold relic. On the flip side though, there's some levels where you just miss out on getting that gold relic by under 1 second, and it's especially annoying when it's on one of these stupid jetpack levels. Oh my god. Surely that's gold, right? What? No way. How? It was under a minute. I thought that would have been gold, bro. Wow. What? 0.44. You're gotta be kidding me. All in all though, I would say getting all the time relics wasn't too bad. Again, the final 5 levels are really where it starts to get hard and it's a bit of a struggle, but I would say most levels I completed in under half an hour. Unlike the first game where a few of them took me half an hour to an hour to complete, this game they didn't take as long. So all in all, I would say it was an easier experience than Crash 1. And so after I completed the final level spaced out, I had completed the entire main story missions, so all 25, and I just had 2 more left to go, which were these secret rooms on the bottom floor. The first one was Totally Bear, another annoying polar bear mission, which once again took me about 30 minutes to complete. But after that, I just needed 1 more relic, and the final level was called Totally Fly. What's this? Is this like a jet ski one? If it's a jet ski one. Oh, what? Oh, wait, shit. You saw nothing. That never happened. Let's try that again. But this should be easy. Honestly, I could do this first attempt, I reckon. But, oh my god, I swear I'm not doing this on purpose. Oh wow, how did I miss that jump? How did I miss that jump? So yeah, I didn't really get off to a good start on this level, but honestly, this was one of the easier levels. These ones with the fireflies are pretty easy, as you can just run straight through and you can see exactly where you're going, and I ended up getting it done in 5 minutes in the end. Come on, this is it. This is it. Yes! Wumper Burner engaged. Earn 27 relics, gold or better. 100%, no way. The incredible Crash Bandicoot. Collect all the Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back trophies. Yes, come on. Let's go. That's 2 out of the 3 of the trilogy done. Oh, wait, fireworks are going off. Wait, is that for me? Because I got the platinum. Yo! Because I technically completed the game, I guess? Yeah, 102%. Let's go! Fireworks for the platinum. So yes, with that, I'd finally completed Crash Bandicoot 2. And you know what's next? Crash Bandicoot Warped? Or number 3, technically. That'll be the next video coming out, and then once I've done that, I've officially completed the N'Sane Trilogy. Before I go, I'd just like to say another quick thank you for all the support you've shown on all my videos. I really appreciate it, and I'm so sorry I haven't posted in about 3 weeks. I've been really busy with stuff going on in my life, and hopefully I'm on a bit of a break now and I can bring out some videos for you guys. So expect more Crash Bandicoot videos to come soon, and hopefully I can get the series done in as quick as possible time so then I can move on to some other games.
I'm about to end this man's whole career.
Anyway, with that being said, thanks again, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.